a lot of stuff that have been added here. Maybe start too wordy, so we must.
It allows users to type minus. Okay. Oh, right. We'll just wait for everybody to come up.
What unify?
Yeah, so I think you all already seen this, so generally don't really need that big of an explanation, but I'll wait till everybody see it first. So just one question. Actually, you guys can come in a bit more because I'm not sure if my voice can carry that far.
Okay.
Please come in. Okay? But yeah. It's okay. We just literally had visitors yesterday as well, but basically, where you are right now, the makerspace, is where the tunnel R&D guys usually sit lah. So because I used to be here, so I actually sit right here. But there are different teams. So there are teams that look over contracts and commercials. There are teams that look over digital engineering. And my particular team right now mainly looks over AI lah, so, which you guys somewhat know already. And most of you here have already used one version of Board Unify, which is the chat one, right? So the one that we deploy here for the company. Let me just open it here. You can imagine that if chat is one portion of how large language models function, right? RAG is another function, and you all have already done that inside your capstone. Another question is that it's very easy for us as developers to come in and then design RAG to begin with. But how do you sort of democratize it for people who may not be as tech savvy, or they want it to be as quick as possible? That's where a very big problem comes up, because when you can tune it to the way you want it, it makes it a lot easier. So, if I scroll down here slightly, let me just click it up. So there's 159 different RAG bots here. So you can imagine each of them has its own domain expertise. HR, yeah, they have their own contacts. HR, bidding, finance, you name it lah. Basically every team here has whacked in all their documents. So imagine scaling up from one bot, from one specialization to multiple specializations. So the challenge in Gen AI is not so much about whether or not it works. I think everybody here can attest that it works for a lot of different areas and it can help in a lot of different areas. But how do you reach out to those particular areas that may not know that they can use these things? So that's where sort of the team that I think comes in. We want to integrate Gen AI into whatever processes it could be. For example, for those of you who have done ETL pipelines for data, like transforming pipelines, rather than having a rule-based system, you could theoretically use Gemini to help you do the transformation, automate that process line, for example, right? So here, well, I'm just going to do a very quick showcase on RAG, and everybody here is very, very familiar. But yeah, so just press enter, let it go search through the database. So we are using MongoDB here for all databasing. We have about, so we separate our documents by pages. We have about 1.5 million pages in here, if I'm not mistaken. So our MongoDB has a few, like tens of gigabytes of data, vocabs. So the challenge is, how do you scale up from what you already have lah? And that's sort of the question that we pose ourselves whenever we do the work, right? And this full stack lah, what you all done, full stack. This is running on Vue. We are running it. We are hosting a Firebase authentication. All our backends is run on Cloud Run. Cloud SQL, we use it for our document connector, because when you want to ask people to put documents in, sometimes drag and drop may not be enough. So we actually connect SharePoint in. So we have a SharePoint connector that syncs all the data, checks for changes, does all these things. So it's a very automatic process. For the users, they take a link, they put it in, they got their chatbot ready. That's the goal of Board Unify for them lah. And so yeah, the one that everybody is very familiar with will be this one lah. So you guys mostly use it for code. I also actually use it for code lah. So it's that. Then, of course, this is very much internal. So like, all these documents, all this usage, it's all internal. It's only for Gamuda AI Academy. It's only for Gamuda internal. So what will happen if you want to push it out to like customer facing? Like some of the capstones have gone like, we have the customer face, different languages. So GL Connect, I think you all may have seen this on the launch day as well. But the idea here is that as much as I like to generate, it does take quite a bit of time. But the idea here is, if I go here, not everybody can see, but I'll just give a general idea lah, which is for whole customization, right? There's a lot of different permutations that can go on. Sometimes it's always easier if you have like a sales agent there to tell you like, oh, okay, you can have 2 rooms together with your bottom floor, this, that, right? But you try going for like, let's say your typical Shopee chatbot, as soon as you try asking a question, it just breaks out of it incompletely. So for here, what we've done is that, okay, I want a house in Gamuda Cove with 3 bedrooms, shows me the layout. Then after that, I want to talk in multilingual. I say, okay, my mom can't really move very well. Mak saya tak boleh berjalan baik sangat. So, boleh bagi layout yang lain. This is a different layout. Wait up. Let me just see if I can scroll layout. But you can sort of understand the context behind it, and that's the big difference. So I would showcase it, but it's a bit harder to showcase. But yeah, I think you all get the idea of how customer-facing bots are. You capitalize on Gemini's capabilities to do multilingual, to understand multi-turn conversations, and to understand the context of what goes behind it. So to put it very simply, right, my team focuses on pushing out these particular software solutions in an easy manner so that people can digest and use it for their day-to-day. For example, like for land, they would like multimodality, speed, UX, and for example also, they maybe will want something like voice mode. So, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Exit. So for example,
I am an in-house platform that marries general AI and company documents to democratize AI. How can I assist you today?
So the idea here is that, like, can you stream text? Can you get the voice out? Can you build new opportunities based on what we already have here with Google Cloud? And yeah, all the tools that we use here are not very different from the ones that you will use. And again, my team focuses on these particular things, very much full stack, very technical, looking more towards how do you take AI from inside the box to outside the box. How can you make it be flexible for different departments, for different people, for different projects. So yeah, yeah.
Is that the picture like auto-generated?
Okay, in that case, since I think I have to showcase this because honestly, I think talking for word by word for this is a little bit harder. So let's just see if this is working. Okay.
What? Inspector. Incognito.
Oh, this is like your...
Yeah, I'm going to move it over here so everyone can see. I'll explain that in a little bit as well.
It's a remote control. Or the tunnel.
Macam ni.
So it's supposed to just drive a conversation with you more naturally. So here I'm going to put...
This one is in Gemini.
This is using Gemini. This is using Gemini Pro.
I guess how I know. A little bit slow compared to the other.
Yes, correct. Flash is much faster.
Yeah.
So optimization is something that we're looking at. So what I call 3 bedrooms. So I'm going to pre-type this as well because this one takes a bit of time.
I think you have to wait.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I
Oh
did not
man,
design this website.
it happened with my team capstone.
Same thing.
Yeah, list of doctors and
It
then
does take
like
quite a
that.
bit of time.
So this one can access by
Doctor listing.
This one you can access publicly, yeah.
Okay, so I have a question.
Oh, there you go. There is something network. The network cut out.
No, oh, okay.
The score didn't score, so this one.
I think the network cut out. It's
Yeah.
all bad.
It just timed out.
Yeah, the network here is a bit spotty, so that's why I kind of preloaded the conversation. But ideally, if you say
Boleh bagi rumah.
the idea is that a lot of people are gonna speak in semi-broken English or short forms and whatnot. So can it handle this particular thing? I am hoping that it loads something because I cannot with the Wi-Fi here anymore.
I have one question. Just now you mentioned about your modify is you are struggling with image generator.
It's not so much struggling. It's more like I think when you move. Okay, so you can see here. Oh, you actually respond MBM. Salam.
Budget anda merah.
Tak ada budget.